in 5th grade AAP. One of the resources we got to use during language arts is called Socratic Seminar. The teacher picks a text for us to read and analyze. The great thing is that we get to read texts from different genres and it relates to topics we're learning about in class.
For example, we studied ancient world cultures in 5th grade. One of the cultures we studied is ancient Mesopotamia, specifically leaders from the culture, like Hammurabi. We read his code and analyzed many of the laws he created. After analyzing it, we had a full group decision about it.
We created open-ended questions to lead the discussion, and we were able to speak about our beliefs and respond to the questions. It was so much fun to refer to our peers as Mr. and Mrs., and to hear what everyone thought about Hammurabi's stern code. Thank you.
English, students develop and strengthen vocabulary by learning Latin stems and classic words of Latin origin. Students transfer this knowledge to their reading comprehension by decoding unfamiliar words and to their writing by incorporating more advanced and interesting vocabulary. Students then make real-world connections between STEM and modern language.
Every week we have to do 2 tic-tac-toes to show that we've learned the words. And then this is one that I did. It's a comic about countenance, profound, manifest, prodigious, and languor. And then this is a Caesar's English test, and we have to show the meanings of the words.
We usually do a think deeply, and we write down what it says to do. And this time we were supposed to explain the strategy or strategies we used to measure the square area of your body tracing. So here's what we wrote this time. We used 2 strategies to do this project. The first strategy we used was finding rectangles and squares in the body of me. Then we used the formula length times width to find the area of the rectangles and squares. The second strategy we used was estimating the fractions of the partial squares. We chose 1/4, 1/2, and 3/4 to add / multiply fractions.
So it says, try to figure out what the blank labels must be and write your answers in the boxes. And these 2 are even numbers, so are these, and multiples of 7 can these are also multiples of 7 because 21 goes in 7 3 times, 35 goes in 7 5 times, 14 2 times, and 28 4 times. So neither 3 is even or a multiple of 7 or nor 15. So
My name is Ryan.
My name is Virginia.
My name is Dennis.
And we're in 5th grade. 5th grade participated in a very hands-on unit called the DIG that required us to collaborate with a small group of our peers, communicate our thoughts and ideas clearly, and think critically and creatively as we work towards a common goal, which was constantly being reflected on and revised.
This wonderful unit known as the Interact DIG requires us to think and act like an archaeologist. We studied the 10 categories of culture universals found within all civilizations and learned how the various elements of any culture are related and cannot be understood without examining the cultural stuff.
We worked collaboratively to invent a culture from scratch. We also created artifacts that we buried in the ground, had another group dig up and analyze and display all artifacts as a museum exhibit. Each group was expected to use archaeological processes and documentation throughout the entire unit. This was one of our favorite 5th grade projects. Thank you.
A DBQ, document-based questioning, is an AAP resource where we learn how to analyze primary source documents. We use this information to develop a thesis-based argument for or against an analytical question. Our final project could be in the form of a debate, essay, or Socratic seminar. This year we completed 2 DBQs, Jamestown and Harriet Tubman.
Life in early Jamestown wasn't easy. One spring day in 1607, a group of English colonists arrived at the New World on ships. But why did so many colonists die in early Jamestown? Well, there are 3 main reasons why settlers died in early Jamestown: bad water sources, bad settler skills, and bad relationships with Indians. There are 3 main ways the water killed the colonists. Number 1, the water was too salty. Number 2, the water was dirty with waste, so it made people sick from drinking it. And number 3, there was a lack of water. And here are some reasons why they killed the colonists. First of all, the salt in the brackish water caused illness. Next, the amount of dirt and waste in the water was unbelievable, and you would probably get a bad disease from drinking it. Now we have the problem of a lack of water. That caused a big problem in Jamestown. The lack of rainfall caused a very small supply of corn, not to mention the poor quality of the corn. But that was the least of their problems in early Jamestown. Bad settler skills was another horrible problem. First of all, half the people who came to Jamestown were gentlemen, which means they weren't used to working with their hands. So they did almost nothing. And who needs a jeweler when you're starving to death? There were no farmers, which means a low supply of food, and only 4 carpenters. This was a big problem because every settler either had the wrong skills or no skills. This problem led to more deaths. This is when the Jamestown colony starts to really fall apart. Indian relationships were one of their worst problems. The Englishmen were overconfident and expected the Indians to welcome them. But the Indians thought of the English as enemies, so the Indians tried to kill many Englishmen and succeeded. The English were forced to stay in Fort Jamestown. The colony would have collapsed if it wasn't for John Smith's bravery to trade with the Indians. He saved Jamestown. That is why so many colonists died in early Jamestown. It was filled with lots of hardships, but the English never gave in.
Dear Journal, we are in the Taklamakan Desert. It is very hot and humid. We have seen skeletons in the desert. Some merchants were going up the trail and we stopped them and led followed the skeletons to stay on the path.
We hope that all dangers will stay away from us in the caravan.
After our desert journey,
The soldiers.
The JASON Project is a science program developed by scientists in the field where students connect with a diverse group of science role models and think scientifically about the world around them. Students really learn to think like a scientist.
And it was slow, like that, and now it's fast, and so I picked strength in numbers, and it's diagonal, so I picked the same one it had so I could get it more, and so now I'm fighting it, and so now I'm putting it around, so those can't kill me because I'm big, because I'm bigger than them, so after I do that, mine will be fine. So if I click on them, you can see how hungry they are. Like, the enemy is not starving. And so this one is like, and so I am huge, and so...
garras, bigotes y pelaje. Garras, bigotes y pelaje. Cabeza, patas, cola. Cabeza, patas, cola. Garras, bigotes y pelaje. ¡La ardilla!
The Eighth Wonder of the World by Lorelei Ketzel. Oh, how I grin with joy as the bus pulls to a stop, for I know I am going to the eighth wonder of the world. Teachers greet me with smiles. A great way to start the day. I pull out all my notes, my brain ready to be challenged. It gets right to work, solving every problem. I never want to stop, the teachers make it fun. Now it's time for writing, so take out all your pencils. It's time to write an essay 5 paragraphs long. About any subjects, maybe about animals, or science, or math, or maybe me. Time flies when you're having fun, and school will just begun. The AAP program makes everything great. The teachers help us learn, so the SOLs are easier than dropping a dime down the grate. Oh, don't be nervous. It's going to be okay. Sadly, it's almost the end of school today, but there's still 2 subjects left, and they're really cool. Learn chemistry and science, and Columbia and social studies. Ring, there's a bell. We've learned a lot today. So study up, you'll learn enough, and then it won't be tough. Make sure to say thank you to those who lead AAP. Without them, you wouldn't see the eighth wonder of the world. Poplar Tree Elementary.